And so I'm going to give just some background information of what we do, and then a brief introduction into, let me just let you see what the table of content is going to be. We're going to talk about us, share our vision, mission, values, our services, what project management is, a little bit about PMP, our training schedules, and then Q&A. So I would be working to do all this, excluding the Q&A, within 15 to 20 minutes so that we can have 40 minutes for your questions. Okay, so about us. Value was established in 2009 and was formally registered with the Registrar General in 2010. What do? We are a management consulting firm with administrative offices in Ghana and Nigeria. So we are registered both in Ghana and Nigeria, and we cover the sub-Saharan Africa from these two countries. Our experience spans across multiple sectors: agriculture, telecommunications, government, education, mining, media, FMCG, fast-moving consumer goods, and many more. Uh, our goal is to bring continuous value to you as an individual and your organization, and that is our commitment. We are committed in ensuring that we bring continuous value. And our mission is to be your constant, reliable partner. Our mission: constantly provide quality services to help improve your decision processes. And these are our three values: professionalism, integrity, and commitment. Our services. Some people actually assume that what we do is PMP training. No, we render business and market research services to organizations in Ghana, uh, in fact, globally. When people organizations want to carry out new products or want to even check the brand health of what they have in existence, we come handy. Uh, Mystery shopping, retail audits, and all that, that falls under business and market research. And then we are involved in leadership development for both personal, that's individual, and organizational developments, where we use different models to ensure that we work with individuals and organizations to be able to maximize the potentials of their employees. And then we're also involved in project, program, and portfolio management, as well as change management and process management. We also help organizations set up their strategy as well as executing the strategy. And we are also involved in performance management, customer experience, and service quality. If anyone who has worked with me directly would know that as a managing partner of Oki, I exhibit good traits of customer service for customers to have good experience and to be able to come back and enjoy our services. And the organizations can benefit from this. So today we are here to talk about PMP, but for you to know about PMP, what is PMP? It has to do with projects. And so by the definition of PMI, uh, project is a temporary endeavor or activity that is undertaken to create a unique product or service or result. And project management is the application of knowledge, skills, and principles to projects to achieve the project objectives. I've heard people say you don't need special skills to manage projects. It, it's a myth. It is so wrong. It's scary when people come with that perception that you don't need special skills to manage projects. You do need special skills to manage projects. However, I do see that we have two types of project managers. Type one, those that are aware that they are project managers and then they are putting in effort to acquire necessary knowledge, necessary skills, and principles to be able to apply it to their project and thereby increasing the probability of the success of their projects. Those are type 1. And then we have type 2 or type B, who are not aware that they are project managers, or they are in denial that they are project managers. And so they do not put in any effort to equip themselves, to empower themselves, to increase the probability of success of project that they manage. So irrespective of where you find yourself, you are a project manager, and you attending this meeting is a good step in the right direction, that you want to ensure that you're able to deliver better on what you are doing already. So the traits of projects by PMI, because there is distinct difference between project and operations, is that project is temporary. Usually when we say temporary, people think a month, a year. A project can be 10 years and it's still temporary, because it will come to an end. It has a beginning and it will come to an end, and it will produce a unique result. Okay. And then we have ways of or methods in managing projects. We have predictive, where the scope, time, and quality are known right early stage of the project. Then you have agile, that is iterative, that like when you take your mobile phone, there are apps. When they release the app at the point of release is not performing 100% of its capability. But as time goes on, you'll be asked to update your app. And in the process of updating your app, the ability of the app to perform more is increased. So it means it's like a rolling wave or iterative delivery of the outcome of that project. That's the software. And then you have hybrid, which is a combination of predictive. Predictive is also what we call waterfall. Okay, please, someone has enabled closed. Anyway, please, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. So these are the three main methodology. Previously, before the beginning of 2022, PMP was purely predictive, where you plan from beginning to the end, and when there are reasons for changes, you go through what we call change board. This set of people that have been put in place, and when you come up with a change request, you have to analyze, and then they would accept or reject. And whatever it is, whether it's accepted or rejected, you have to update your change log. But now, from January 2022, Pinbox 7th edition was released, and now PMP is a combination of predictive, agile, and hybrid. I know people who did their 35 contact hour training before January 2022, and they went to write the exam in 2022, and they failed, because all they did prior 2022 was just predictive, and it's 50% of the current exam. Now the exam is 50% predictive and 50% agile and hybrid. So if you had had your training before January 2022, it means you only have 50%. And if you took that 50% to the exam, the probability of you passing the exam is very, very slim. Okay. And then there are reasons why we have projects. It is to drive change in organizations or in our respective lives. So what about PMP? PMP is the leading project management certifications globally. You can Google. We have about 1.2 million people that are PMP certified globally now. I know as member of PMI Ghana chapter, we have a little below 900 members that are PMP certified. But in Ghana, because we have people that are not members of PMI Ghana that are certified, I think the total PMP in Ghana is about 1,400 plus or so. The unique thing about PMP, that stands for Project Management Professional or Project Management Practitioner, because if you're a professional, you should be practicing what you are certified in, is that it's designed by project managers for project managers. It's designed by project managers for project managers. And one of the thing I would like to chip in is one of the founders of PMP would actually be a speaker at the PMI Ghana's conference in July. So you may want to see Lee Lambert and ask him questions. What made him be part of the people who designed or came up with PMP? Like I said, it is recognized globally. It's one of the certifications. If you earn here in Ghana, you can use in any part of the world. You don't need to say go to Canada or go to US and have to rewrite the exam. A PMP in Ghana, in Togo, in Nigeria is the same as PMP in US or in Canada or in any part of the world. One of the questions that I've been receiving, who can write PMP? I don't have background in project management. My title is not a project manager. Lots of questions. And that is why this box is there. Who can write PMP? If you have minimum of 4-year degree, tertiary, that is, you have a first degree at least. PMI looks at first degree and masters the same way. So even if you had masters, it means you have minimum of 4-year tertiary education. So that is the first requirement for you. And then you will need to prove to PMI that you have 36 months of project management work experience plus 35 contact hour training, which we do offer. If you don't have a degree, that's no problem. If you have something that is equivalent to a diploma, which they call secondary education, you need to prove instead of 36 months for someone with a minimum of 4-year degree education, you will need to prove 60 months of project management work experience, which is 5 years, and then 35 contact hour training. The training is to introduce you to PMP. Even if you have masters in project management, it's different from PMP because PMP is an approach, a way of managing projects. And once you are certified, once you are PMP certified, you can manage any project in any sector, and it's computer-based exam, multiple choice exam. You know your state before you leave the exam center. If you wrote it in your office or your home as well, by the time you leave the laptop, you know your state, whether it's a pass or fail, whether you passed or failed. Currently, we have this training schedule, and I've been trying to explain the difference. The first one, which starts 4th of March, is suitable for someone that has not started the PMP journey at all. You've not done the 35 contact hour training, and this is your first. It is combination of the 35 contact hour training and exam prep. I remembered when I did mine 2010, and the facilitator then of blessed memory, Mr. Joshua Oda, said we should come for exam prep. I told myself I won't do exam prep. These people just want to take my money, and I'm not going to give them the money. Some of you might have heard my story. I passed on the 3rd sitting because I felt I'm an engineer. What are they going to ask? No calculations and all that. And I learned the lessons the hard way. And since 2012 that I've been facilitating, I've been able to transfer what I went through, my thought process, and how to help people shift their thought process to how it should be towards preparing for PMP exam. I jokingly say you have to be baptized into PMP. It's not how you manage projects in your organization. It is how PMI have structured that PMP should be used in managing projects. So I can answer question on that later if you have question on it. And the second one is a combination of two. Boot camp for those who have already done the training previously. Let's say they did before 2022, before the exam change, or even those who did early 2022 and they felt they didn't, maybe they've lost touch or they got busy along the way. That is boot camp for them. And then there is another 35 contact hour training for those that have not started at all. So that is suitable for 2 categories of people. And then the third one is PMP refresher session. That is for those that are certified already, but they got certified before the exam changed. So it means what they know is predictive, which is just about 50% of what PMP is about. And so that is the short intro or background information before you start asking your question. So the floor is open for questions. You may unmute or indicate, okay, so I have Anita.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, please can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, so I have two questions now. So please, can you elaborate on the 36 months of PM work experience? And then I wanted to know so if you've done masters in project management, does it account for the 35 contact hours training or it doesn't? So those are my two first questions.
Okay, so let me start from, thanks for the question. Let me start from the second one. Some institutions do include PMBOK into their MSc project management. So you would know if that was part of your course. If it was part of your course and it was.
It was.
So was it the 6th or the 7th edition?
It was the 6th edition.
Okay, so you fall under the people whose knowledge of PMP is only predictive, and that is 50% of the exam.
Okay.
And then your second question, PM work experience. Because this is how it works. For instance, when I was applying, I'm a researcher, so I was involved in lots of projects. And so let's say I had project water. We had to assess or analyze suburbs, their availability to water and all that. So that becomes project water. And then there will be a description, what the project was about. Then there will be duration of the project and the role that I played. Some people feel they have to be project manager of the projects. No, you don't have to be project manager of the project, but you must have been a team member of the projects that you are going to use as your experience. And it must amount, or you must be able to count 36 months. So like the project, what if it was, let's say for 4 years, then it covers my 3 years. That's the 36 months that is required of me. But if let's say it was 6 months, then I have to look for another project. Maybe someone asked me to oversee or its construction, maybe building. Then I have to put that maybe project Jumoke or project Jumie, then brief description. You also need to understand that projects have phases and they have what we call processes, the initiating phase, the planning, execution. So some people get introduced to projects when it's in the execution state. So whatever you are going to say will be based on the execution phase of that particular project. But if you were part of the people who initiated and then you plan, so you'll be able to say the role you played during the initiating phase, the role you played during the planning phase, the role you played during the executing phase, during the monitoring and controlling, and during the closing. So that is how you account for your PM work experience. One of the things that we are going to be doing as a King Consult is, I don't know how many of you are following us on social media, but we do say that we want to work with minimum of 100 professionals this year to become PMP certified. And that is what we are trying to do. So we will be working with you in structuring your project management work experience and working with you, coming with your study plan, how you intend to study, and then hold your hand. Of course, you are going to do the work, but be there to support, to guide you. If you are doing the combo, the 35 contact hour and the exam prep, you have access to over 300 practice questions that will give you the feel of how the exam is going to be like, and you will be able to review and be able to assess yourself that now I'm ready to write the exam or I'm not ready to write the exam. Anita, I hope I answered your question.
Yes, so I have a follow-up question, still on the 36 months. So that means that, because I'm looking at the projects that I've handled and they've not been continuous for 3 years. They are different projects that some of them span between 3 months to 6 months. So that means I have to collate all those numerous projects till I get the 36 months work experience, right?
Exactly. If you had one that is, let's say, more than 3 years, that's okay. But if you had one that is not up to it, means you have to say project 1, the description, the duration, the role you played. Project 2, you understand? Project 3,
Yes.
we are able to account for 36 months. Yes.
Okay. And then please, last one. So still on the 35 contact hours training experience. I'm asking this because who were doing the master's program, they mentioned that the question is, so does it nullify the hours that I got from the master's program? Does it mean that it's nullified because it was only based on the predictive method?
I think it's a question that you can answer yourself, because whatever you did was 50% of this current PMP. You understand? It's not, even if you should attend the exam prep, you will be lost when it comes to the agile and the hybrid. Do you get it?
Yes,
Hello,
yes,
Anita.
yes.
So let's have
Okay.
conversation after this and see how
Okay.
I work with you. Yeah.
Thank you.
I see Samuel Ayite's hand.
Yeah, hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, so I think I have a follow-up question on Anita's question. So I wanted to know, how is PMI going to check if, let's say, I collect my 35 month or 36 months of experience with project? How are they going to check the activity as in I really did that project, or I was part of that project, or this kind of stuff? Yeah.
First of all, PMI assumed that for you to apply, you will be working within the project ethics and conduct. However, they do random selection to audit, random auditing. So for the 2 PMP exams that I've written, for the 2 PMI exams that I've written, the PMP and the I was randomly selected for audit. And this is what they do. So whilst you are doing your project management work experience, I'm also quick to tell people, ensure that, please, if you are not talking, kindly mute your mic. I am quick to tell people that if you are not, if you are filling your form, ensure that the superior that you indicate, because in let's say project water, you would indicate someone that is superior to you. If you are randomly selected for audit, you print out the project and present it to the person, and the person would confirm, put his email address and telephone number, and then seal, not soft copy, you seal and post it to PMI. If you claim that you have a minimum of 4-year tertiary education and you are randomly selected for audit, you would have to prove it. And that is where sometimes people get into trouble. You understand? So PMI does do.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Welcome. And I see what is the difference between PMP and PGMP? PGMP is program management professional, and PMP is project management professional. And we know that program is combination of related projects that are managed together, that managing them together will derive higher benefits than being managed individually. So it means you are managing multiple interrelated projects. That is so the certification for program is the program management professional. I hope that's clear. And then the second question here is, please, what's the nature of the exams, criteria, and pass mark? I'm not sure of the pass mark because the questions you are answering now, they've reduced the question from 200 to 190. Excuse me. And previously, when it was 200, about 25 of the questions are text questions. So you are not scored on the 25 questions. It is to feel how people understand the question, whether it's easy to understand or not. So the questions are there to be tested. So you are scored on 175, and you need to pass, you need to score, I think, 70% of the 175 for you to pass. The nature of the exam is multiple choice and it's computer-based. So Josh, I hope I answered your question. I see.
Thank you very much. You did. Thank you.
Thank you. I see Mr. Connie, is that how to pronounce it?
Yes, that's how to pronounce it. Good evening.
Good evening.
All right. So I wanted to ask, what is the relationship between being a PMI member and me taking the certificate, the exam? Do I need to be a member before I take the exam? And then what's the process in, if you're already a member, what do you go through? What do you do? What's the whole process before you start taking the exam?
All right, thanks for the exam. Thanks for the question. PMI generally provides two services, and the services are certifications and membership, and they are mutually exclusive. It means they are standalone. You can choose to be a member of PMI and not write exam, and you can choose to write exam and not be a member of PMI. However, I would advise that you become a member of PMI Ghana because it comes with benefit. For instance, the cost of PMP exam from PMI to PMI Ghana chapter members is $285. And the same exam to non-member in Ghana is $444. For you to become a member, it is $139. So if you added 285 to 139, I think that would be like 424 or so. The engineers should check for us. So you will be saving. That is one. Then you get the benefit that comes from being a member. Be able to download the PIN book, you'll be able to download templates, you belong to the largest project management professional body globally. And you also belong to the largest project management professional nationally. So the Ghana chapter is the largest project management body in Ghana, and the PMI Global is the largest professional body globally. Okay, and you enjoy discounts. If you're a member of PMI Ghana and you see the fees for the conference, you see that PMI Ghana chapter members are paying lower rates than the non-member. It's the same with PMI Global as well. Even if you are buying book, if you are buying pinball and you are a member, you pay lower rates than a non-member. However, when I was making my presentation, when I was giving the background, I did mention that we have 1,400 plus PMP in Ghana, and only about 900 of them are members of Ghana chapter. So it means we have people that are certified that are not members of Ghana chapter.
Okay, so the other question is, what will be the process if a member of a PMI chapter wants to take the exam? So in this case, this person is not already certified. He now wants to take the exam. What will be the process, please?
So the process would be you register for the training, and then you go through the training, you apply to PMI that you want to write the exam. But before you apply to PMI, I will advise that you become a member of the Ghana chapter so that you can attract the discount. It takes PMI about 10 working days to get back with their verdict on your application. So what we have done with the first training is that the first 6 Saturdays is for the 35 contact hour training. Then we have 2 weeks break, because at the end of this, the 6th Saturday, the participants would apply to PMI to write the PMP. So within the 2 weeks, which is 10 working days, they would receive the verdict. Then we come back to do the exam prep. Now, when you receive approval from PMI, you have 1 year within which to write the exam. So some people wait and they write the exam towards the end of the 1 year. I'm very optimistic, but I've also learned about risk management. So you need to plan. I'm not saying anyone will fail, but if you write towards the end of the year and for some reason something happened and someone failed, not you, you won't have room to write within that 1 year span that you have. It means you have to start the process all over again, and it can be frustrating because I've said this when I was president of PMI Ghana, that when I failed, in fact, my daughters made me rewrite the exam because I couldn't tell them that I failed. They knew I was preparing for exam. I said, Mommy, the exam, have you written the exam? I couldn't say yes, because if I said yes, then they will ask, did you pass? I couldn't tell them that I failed, and I couldn't also tell them that I passed because I failed. So it took me like 2 months. Then I had to pay for simulation. I paid $275. A friend actually paid for me, and I use it to practice. I know, have access to the questions, and that was how I wrote and passed. So if I had scheduled the exam towards the end of the 1 year period that I had, I wouldn't have been able to write within the 1 year. However, when you are rewriting, you pay. I need to find out what the receipt fee would be, but I'm confident that I'm working with people that will put in effort and ensure that they practice well and pass at their first sitting. Isaac, I see your hand, but let me quickly read Iswat Lawal's comment. He says, good evening, all. Concerning the 35-hour training, how is it measured or confirmed by PMI? How is the selection for the exam done? How long does it take after the training before the exam? Okay, so let me answer this quickly. When you apply and you receive approval, you have 1 year. You determine when you want to write. Let's say I got approval today and I paid for the exam, because you can only pay after the approval. So I receive approval today and I pay immediately with my card. Then I can schedule the exam that I want to write tomorrow, or I want to write in March, or I want to write in April, or I want to write in November. I have 1 year within which to schedule the exam. So it is actually in your hand. One thing I left out, the exam, you can write at PMI certified training exam center. The one I'm familiar with in Accra is the Total House. Okay. Once you schedule, they will get back to you, confirm your schedule, give you direction, tell you what to bring to the exam center. Or you can write in your office or your home. However, I'm very, very quick to put this caution. Your internet must be extremely stable, Because if it blinks, the exam will come to an end and PMI will take it that you've completed the exam. As president, when I was president, I had a lot of instances. Some people, 5 minutes into the exam, the internet blinked, they will not be able to log in, and sometimes they have to pay for receipt to be able to write the exam. So it is better to transfer that risk to the accredited exam center if it happens, and PMI will deal with them, and then you will write your exam again. So do I need to join any group or association before the exam? It's not clear, because if you go through the 35 contact hour training with us, we will put you in a group and we'll be working with you as individual as well as a group. Please let me know, Isawat, if I answered your question. Oh, Isawat, you say you stay in Nigeria. That's okay. I have people that want to join us from different countries, Sudan, Somalia, Liberia. So it's okay, because the training is going to be virtual, and thank God for WhatsApp and all that. So you can still join. And as I'm here, I'm a member of PMI Ghana, and I'm also a member of PMI Angola. So you can be member of multiple chapters. You just pay their membership dues and then you become a member. Can we get the rates again for membership and exam? Okay, so for the exam, it's $285 for PMI Ghana chapter members. For you to become a member, it's $139 for you to become a member. For the training that we are offering, it's 2,500 Ghana cedis for you to do your 35 contact hour training. And it is 1,500 Ghana cedi for the exam prep. If you are doing both combo, it is 3,500 Ghana cedis. And we also do have payment plan for those that may have challenge in paying at once. Is it an open book exam? No, it's not an open book. In fact, you will remove your watch and they will give you calculator, not scientific calculator. When you get to the venue, and they will give you a plain sheet with pencil in case you need to do some writing. So you remove your watch, you go, with that your calculator, they will give you those adding calculator. Yes, it's not an open book, please, but it's multiple choice. Hey, Mr. Lawal, yes, we answered your question. I said that if you are doing the training with us, we will put you in a group before the exam and work with you. The 35 contact hour training, how is it measured or confirmed by PMI? You would, when you are applying, you would have to share certificate of completion with PMI, and that is how they would confirm whether it's acceptable or not. Okay, Mr. Isaac Ankapon. I hope I pronounced your name well.
Yes, please. Please, my question is, hello, please, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Please, my question is, first, you need to become a PMI, and if you don't have any 36, is it the credit hours that you're talking about? You're supposed to be a member of them so that you can have the 36 credit hours that they will train you, then you can able to write the exams. I'd like to know that. And my other question is that where you mentioned the fees that you're supposed to pay for your membership and the exam that you're supposed to take. I wish that you will give us a document on that, so that per word say maybe a document will be a binding, so that we will see it and prepare it ourselves, or maybe we'll repeat it again and we'll write it down for the sake of those who didn't come early. Thank you.
Thank you. So this is not a PMI Ghana or a PMI other chapters meeting. This is a meeting that I'm the lead facilitator for working value training. And because of the questions people have been asking, we decided to have this session. So I'm not talking on the capacity for PMI Ghana at all. You don't have to be a member of PMI Ghana to write the exam. But I said I would recommend that you become a member of PMI because of the benefits you would get if you became a member of PMI Ghana chapter. For instance, other PMI members in different countries are paying higher than $285 for PMP. It's only PMI Ghana chapter members that are paying $285 with some selected chapters in Africa. So it's not every chapter that is paying $285. So you becoming a member of PMI Ghana is to benefit from that price disparity for the Ghana chapter members. To get a 35 contact hour training, you have to sit in a class. And that is one of the things that we do, the PMP exam prep. The 35 contact hour and the exam prep. And this was I'm trying to share my screen. This page, that's what it showed. Okay. So you see the training, the 001 is the one I said is suitable for someone that is yet to start the journey. And so you have the 35 contact hour training here, and then you have the exam prep. So it is my training or my company's training, not PMI Ghana. And then I also explain what the training 002 is for people, is for two sets of people. One, people that have had a 35 contact hour training, but for some reason I've not written the exam. And I also said the exam changed January, in fact, 2nd January 2022 was when the exam changed. So if you wrote the exam before then, or you did a 35 contact hour training before then, and you have not written the exam, you need a refresher or a boot camp, because then you are not starting from the scratch. I explained earlier that the training prior the exam changing now is only 50% of the exam. So if you had a 35 contact hour training in 2021 or 2020 or 2019 and you have not written the exam, whatever you did was 50% of the current exam. And so you need to do like a refresher, but like a rushed or a compact training. That also comes with exam prep with a different fee. And then the third one is what we call the PMP refresher session. That you are not writing the exam. It's for people who became certified before the exam changed. So the reason why I'm recommending you becoming a member of PMI Ghana is for you to take advantage of the exam fee. I hope that part is clear. Membership of PMI Ghana. You cannot be a member of PMI Ghana without you being a member of the global body. So that 139, this is the breakdown. $10 handling and application fee to PMI. $99 PMI global membership. And $30 Ghana chapter membership, making $139. That's what will make you a member of PMI Ghana. And then you can benefit from the PMP exam fee that is $285. $285, which is different from the training fee, the 35 contact hour training, which we said is 2,500 Ghana cedis, the exam prep, which is 1,500 Ghana cedis, and the combination, you will be given discount of 500 Ghana cedis, so you pay 3,500 Ghana cedis. With that, you do your 35 contact hour training, we do the exam prep, you have access to over 300 to 400 practice questions. We work together with you to apply to PMI to write the exam, work with you to schedule your exam, to study and prepare you for the exam. So, Mr. Isaac, I hope it's clearer now.
Yes, please. It's clearer now. It's clearer now. Yes. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Someone is asking, please, what is the calculator for? The exam has some form of calculations. So you press it to calculate. And then how long after the training is the exam? It is you who determines when you are going to write the exam. And I said, when you apply, it takes PMI about 10 working days. When you receive the verdict and it's approved, you have 1 year within which to write the exam. So you decide the month, the week, the day, the time. Because if you are going to the exam center, you can write the exam 8:30 or 12:30 or 4:30. I always go for the 12:30. And I said I was going to share my experience when I failed it. The first time I failed, I couldn't believe I failed. And you see, at the center, they monitor the screen so they can tell you have submitted. And even when you fail or pass, they also receive email that this person has failed, this person has. The lady had to come and walk me out because I couldn't get up. I couldn't believe I failed. There are two possible messages you receive. It is either congratulations, it will just scroll in from left, congratulations, you passed, or we are sorry you failed. So when I saw we are sorry you failed, I said, my God, what am I going to tell my children? That I went to fail an exam? You know, it's not a pleasant feeling, but we have learned our lessons and we facilitate the session to ensure that people pass at their first sitting. Please, to become a member, what is the process? Do you submit any proposal after? Not at all. I'm happy to, let me quickly share the steps of how to become member. A moment, please. So you check the charts section. I just posted the steps in becoming a member of PMI Ghana. You don't submit any paper, you click on the link and then you follow the steps. And because to become a member, you don't need to write any exam. Once you pay, you become a member. If I'm new to PMP, does it mean that it will take me 1.5 years to write the exam? Not at all. Anyone that is determined and joins the session that we are starting March 4th can actually write the exam by July. By July, because the session, the one we are starting in March would end 8th of April. And then we would have the exam prep 22nd and 29th of April. So you have May, you can, because in between you are studying. So you have April, May, you have June. You can even write in June, because I used 1 month to study. But maybe you need 2-3 months, so you can write the exam this year. And I'm looking forward to people who will write this year, so that the strategic goal of my organization will also be reached. So you don't need 1 to 2 years. Mr. Fiagbe, what will be the effect on you if you become a member and did not write it? Not at all. We have the chapter, we are 1,310 or so members, and about 900 are certified. So it means we have about 400 members that are not certified. So I've answered the questions in the chat. Is there any other question or comments? We have 10 minutes more. Oh no, Someone said, but please, you made mention that when you apply to become a member, you will also submit your certificate, and that is what they will use to determine whether to accept you or not. You are mixing it. Membership, you don't submit anything. You follow the steps I have shared about, and then you pay. Once you pay, you become a member. You are only submitting certificates to prove that you've done your 35 contact hour training, and then details of your project to show that you have the required project management work experience. And that is, it is based on those things that your application to write PMP, because you have to apply to PMI that you want to write PMP. That is when it will be accepted, or you will be randomly selected to be audited. For membership, you don't submit anything. The person who asked that question has his name as iPhone. Please, I hope it's clear. Okay, Mr. Lawal, I don't know, is what a female? Okay, it's what Lawal. There are centers in Nigeria. So the moment you pay, the system will pick your address. You know, when you are a member, you will indicate, the part of the information you would indicate is your address. The system will pick the exam centers that are close to you, and you will select the one that is convenient. Oh, it's what, I'm sorry. It's a she. So the system will pick the exam centers that are in your proximity based on your address, and then you choose the one that is convenient for you. Years back, PMI canceled the exam centers in Nigeria due to fraudulent activities, and people were coming to Ghana to write the exam. But now you have the option of writing at the centers or getting a good internet facility to write from your home or your office. So let me put my number here for WhatsApp. In case you have questions that that you didn't ask or it didn't occur to you during the meeting, that is my WhatsApp number. After joining the PMI Ghana chapter, how often do you need to pay to maintain your membership annually? It's annually, yes, it's annually. If you pay before your membership expires, you pay 129. You wouldn't have to pay the handling or the application fee. But if your membership expires before payment, you pay 139. Last year, we were paying 169. And after so much appeal, it was reviewed downwards to 139. Intermittently, PMI does give discounts. I remember somewhere last year for a month, people paid $89 or so for membership for both Ghana and the global membership. So it's 139 if you are joining fresh, and every year you renew at 129 if you don't allow it to expire before renewal. If it expires, then you have to pay the $10 in addition, make it 139. That's a good question, Mr. Fiagbe. Do you have to recertify after the first certification? Yes. When you become certified, PMI expect that you need to get 60 PDUs within your cycle. Your cycle is 3 years. So by attending meetings, by attending conferences, by reading articles, by even making presentations to your colleagues in the office, you attract PDUs. PDUs are called professional development units. And so you're able to accrue or get 60 PDUs over a period of 3 years. And then After that, you pay $60 if you are a member, then you recertify for the next 3 years. If you are not a member, you pay $150 with the 60 PDUs. And I've had instances where people got their 60 PDUs, but didn't pay their $60 and they lost their certification. After the 3 years, PMI will give you 1 year grace period. After that 1 year, you lose your certification. Within that 1 year, if you're able to do what is needful, your certificate. So that 1 year grace period, you will be told not to use PMP after your name. Then once you're able to do what is needful, you can start using your PMP. However, that 1 year will be taken from your next cycle. So your next cycle, instead of it to be 3 years, will be 2 years plus whatever month that is left. Please, I hope I've answered your question. Let's hear someone else's voice before we leave, asking us questions.
Hello, Jimoke.
Hi.
Yes, so this is Joshua. So first, thank you for the insightful session. I'm not going to ask a question, but how we move on to training for the exam, the preparation for the exam, as well, like what's the next steps from after the call? That's all I want to find out.
Okay, so my assumption is you want to know about the training.
Yes, and possibly how to register to sit for the exams. So what's the next steps from here?
Excuse me. So I've shared my WhatsApp number, 0244544964. For those of you that are interested, just send me hi, and I'm happy to share the registration link. On the other hand, I can as well share the registration link for the first scheduled, let me see. All right, so I just shared in the chat session the registration link to the training that we have scheduled in March. And Doris wants to know if the training course include learning materials. Yes, soft copy of PMBOK and the slides. Yeah, and the portal, you will have access to a portal with the questions and all. Okay, we have a minute more. Thank you so much for making time to join this meeting. It was to help address some of the questions that people or perception that people have about PMP. And my number again, my WhatsApp number again is 0244544964. In case you have questions that we didn't answer now. And I'm always available. It's my passion to get as many people certified this year. Someone asked me today, what is the salary range for PMP in Ghana? And I said, it's a research that we are looking into conducting. Usually people don't like disclosing their salary, so we are going to put it in a range for people to understand. But for me, as a consultant, since I became certified, I've had opportunity to get projects because, frankly speaking, if you apply the knowledge, you can manage any project. You can lead any project. I'm an engineer, but I lead agricultural projects, health projects, entertainment projects. because I don't do, I manage processes. And now with the PMP we have, you become experts in managing people, managing process and business environment. All right, so thank you very much for making time for the meeting, and I hope to hear from you afterwards. This is the end of the session. Thank you.